Moonlit Shadows, Chapter 6, Beneath the Stillness. We stood frozen in the dim basement, surrounded by flickering lights, our breaths shallow. That voice still hung in the air like smoke. "You've only just begun." Lily clutched my arm so tight it hurt, but I didn't say anything. Her fingers were shaking. Ryan's flashlight swung toward the darkness behind us, but there was nothing there. No footprints. No movement. Just that cold, choking silence. Claire stepped backward, her voice barely audible. "We need to get out of here." But when Ryan turned toward the stairs, he stopped. "Guys." The stairwell was gone. Not blocked. Gone. Replaced by solid brick, as if the steps had never been there. That's not possible," I said, stepping forward and touching the cold, rough surface. This was open. It was just open. Claire ran her hands through her hair, her camera dangling uselessly around her neck. "This place, it's changing. It's alive or something." Then the lights cut out. Total darkness. We panicked, stumbling to pull out phones, flashlights, anything. When we finally got some light, the room had changed again. The shelving units, filing cabinets, old Rangers gear? Gone. Now there were walls of stone. Carved. Circular symbols etched into every surface, glowing faintly like embers. The basement had transformed into something ancient, ritualistic. "This isn't real," Lily said, shaking her head. "Does it feel fake?" Ryan asked, pointing to the air. It was heavier now. Denser. Like we were deep underground, suffocating beneath miles of soil. I walked toward one of the symbols. It pulsed when I got close. Claire took a photo, and her camera glitched again, the screen flashing static before it went black completely. Then we heard it. A dragging sound. From the shadows beyond the room. Something was coming. Ryan held his flashlight steady. "Everyone together. Tight circle. Stay alert." We backed into each other, lights facing outward. The dragging grew louder. Closer. And then, silence. But when we turned, there was a tunnel where the back wall used to be. Narrow. Damp. And lined with old lanterns, flickering with fire that hadn't burned in decades. We didn't want to go in. But staying felt worse. We moved. The tunnel twisted downward, the air growing colder with every step. Water dripped from the ceiling. The walls were lined with what looked like roots, but they pulsed faintly, like veins. "I feel like we're inside something," Claire whispered. "Like a body." "Let's not think about it that way," I muttered. We followed the tunnel for what felt like an hour, until it opened into a chamber, massive and cathedral-like, with a ceiling lost in shadows. In the center, a pedestal. On it, a book. Ancient. Bound in leather, the cover covered in the same glowing symbols we'd seen earlier. "No one touch it," I said quickly. But Claire, already recording, slowly approached. "There's writing, in English." She read aloud, her voice trembling, "For enter. For remain. For chosen. The gate must open. The forest must feed." Lily stepped back. "Feed? Nope. No. This is a trap. We're part of something we didn't agree to." Then the chamber rumbled. From all around us, groaning voices, as if hundreds of people were whispering and moaning in unison. Shapes moved in the walls, faces, reaching hands, pressing against the stone from inside. Ryan stepped between us and the pedestal. Back to the tunnel. Now. But when we turned, the tunnel had closed, sealed by thick vines now hardened like bone. That's when the whispers turned to chanting. "Feed, feed, feed." The book flew open. Pages flipped wildly until they stopped on a handprint. Human. Fresh. Waiting. Claire's camera exploded in a burst of sparks. She screamed and dropped it. Then Ryan's flashlight died. So did Lily's. And mine. Only Claire's small backup light remained. Something's coming, she said, her voice high and tight. From the far side of the chamber, a door opened slowly. Not a stone door, a wooden one. Old, rotting, with deep gouges. A trail of black liquid oozed out from beneath it. It creaked open just wide enough for something to step through. A figure. The same one from the forest. Shadowy. Red eyes burning. But now, it spoke. Clearly. You returned to the gate, it hissed. You made your choice. Now you complete the circle. Ryan stood his ground. We didn't choose anything. The creature tilted its head. Survival is a choice. It moved toward Claire. She backed away, trembling, until her back hit the pedestal. Get away from her. I shouted, grabbing a loose stone from the floor and hurling it. It passed through the figure like smoke, but it hissed and recoiled, as if in pain. Ryan caught on fast. It's tied to this room. The book. The symbols. Something here weakens it. Lily shined her phone screen at the nearest glowing symbol on the wall. The light made the shadow pause. Light. Claire shouted. It hates the light. With everything we had, we lit up our phones. Even cracked Claire's camera lens glowed faintly. The creature howled, its form flickering. Ryan grabbed the book. We end it here. He slammed it shut. The ground shook. The voices screamed in unison. The wall split open. Light poured in. Blinding. We gasped, stumbling forward, choking on dust. We weren't in the chamber anymore. We were back in the ranger station's basement. Shelves. Cabinets. Boxes. Dust. And the stairwell was back, wide open. We didn't wait. We bolted up and out into the morning light, collapsing on the grass outside, gasping for breath like we'd just escaped the underworld. None of us spoke for a long time. Finally, Lily said, we weren't supposed to find that room. Claire nodded, clutching her broken camera. But it found us. Ryan still held the book. Only now, its pages were blank. Every single one. He dropped it. It burst into flame without a sound, and vanished into ash on the breeze. I stared into the woods beyond the station. We were back. But we weren't safe. Because the forest had changed us. And it wasn't done.
Thank you for watching. Be sure to hit that like, share, and subscribe for more adventures.
Don't stop here. Tap the screen to check out other videos in the series, or explore more spine-tingling tales on the channel. Until next time, stay out of the shadows.